Unlike some manufacturers today, this is a car that doesn't push the design envelope too far. In this enchanted forest, instead, a car that will make you instantly more fashionable, better looking, and premium. But as you know, these things are not free.
Floret silver, very nice, £675. This Napa leather, very beautiful, £950. And of course, being a family car, it also does come with split folding rear seats for £350.
But this is all okay, because this is an Audi, and one that you can drive on the grass for no reason. And that's the point. If it wasn't expensive, we probably wouldn't want it.
I've brought this Sportback in because, well, actually, before I do that, you'd think there's less room in here because of this slightly sloping roof, but actually there isn't. It's only about 2 millimeters, so that's good. Some days I think this looks absolutely brilliant. Other days I think from some angles it looks like it's having a wee. I'm going to go with this one, but I mean, each to their own. But it is the same size as 12 other cars, pretty much. There's only a few million. All of these sort of crossovers, SUVs, they're all the same size. I wouldn't want to be this car. Competitive industry being an SUV, isn't it? Thank heavens you now get a disco light selection in this car. Underneath the trim, brings the ambience on. From this screen you can control it, which actually now works with Alexa. Very clever indeed. You click background lighting and you can see you've got Impulse, Maritime, Caribbean and Individual. There's not that many colours to choose from. You can have solar. That's going to be orange like the sun. It's good, isn't it? I've said they should be doing that for a long time, and I love the fact that now you've got a night mode inside the car. It really helps. I think these videos get sent to Audi, you know. They get sent anyway. Alexa, new scene.
Okay.
To make sure everyone can afford one, Audi have made 8 combustion engines for the Q5 and a plug-in hybrid that does an impressive 38 miles on electric power alone.
I've got a little bit of electric in here too, although I don't have to plug this in. This is a technology called mild hybrid. Lots of cars have them now, so this has a 2-litre 4-cylinder engine and a very small battery that doesn't need plugging in. It's very clever, very modern, and it enables this to do 261 brake horsepower, which is brilliant. This is the facelift, which comes with a number of new and exciting features, such as this delicious new grille. And there's another grille with 6 vertical slats, and then you've got the Vorsprung version, which is very expensive and a much better grille. It's all black. There's aluminium trim everywhere, new sets of wheels which start at 18. These are the 19s. You're going to want the big wheels, but we'll come on to that because I think they're going to be noisy. But that makes me 100 years old saying that, doesn't it? Yeah. And also, these are the thinner new front headlights. But this isn't as good as the car can look.
Audi, of course, can't really put a foot wrong. So much so that you'd almost have it in green. Oh, and there's a white one, cleverly against the snow. See, that could be you, just twisting your way through Austria, delighted that you earn more than your colleagues.
Permanent 4-wheel drive, of course, because this is the Quattro version. The cheaper versions will be front-wheel drive. Do you need Quattro? I don't know, but it is nice having Quattro on the back just for your neighbours. This is a much quieter car than the one before. There is less road noise. It does feel like there is some form of acoustic treatment in here from an audio perspective, i.e., you know when you get in a car and your kind of ears pop, that's when you know it's quiet. So I have a feeling this has active noise cancellation. If it doesn't, it's really well insulated. So comfort, refinement, and I love this driving position too. With this, once you eventually do get this, it's kind of lean like that. Right, yeah, luxury in it. Most of the day I've been trying to find a surface in here that has some play. This car is always fully hard. There's never any, I don't think there's going to be any rattling in here, although there was something on the door yesterday, just along here, that I heard doing about 30 miles an hour. I would have thought that would be going in if it's my car. It was there and then it's not. It's like, oh, that's the most annoying thing. You've got a little volume knob for turning the radio up and down, which brings me on to the Bang Olufsen. Is it worth it? A lot of people have been talking about the Bang Olufsen. Okay, here's my thoughts on it. I think it sounds slightly better in the Q3. I think in the Q3 it's the best it's ever been. In this it's good, but there's a couple of things. When you look at this, for example, and you go to the subwoofer setting, you can add more sub, but there isn't a sub. So all you're doing is putting a different frequency through these sort of mid-range, mid-bass speakers down here. Could be wrong. Bang Olufsen could be on the comments now. Will you stop? Seriously, mate. What else do we like in here? This is interesting. You've got this very... It takes half an hour to get the hang of it. You've got to get the ratchet right, and then it becomes a... There it is. All right, back and forward, very nice. And one thing I liked about this clever wireless charging thing is that it works even when you move it back to reveal the cup holders, which is good. In here you have a USB-C and a USB normal here, and then I haven't seen this before. This is a nice almost piano black finish. Now, best bit of news of all, the lightness of the interior, because this is Napa. We've already talked about that. I'm not sure I would necessarily need that. There's nothing wrong with the part leatherette that Audi does. You can now have beige, grey and black two-tone, and then black and something, or just black. But I love the idea that you can have a light interior here for the first time. I think it makes a massive difference to the luxury feel of this car. Not only the seats change, but this area all round here becomes the lighter colour as well.
It's cheaper to lease one than it is to buy one. According to Leasing.com, you'll save £120 a month by leasing. That's about £5,798.12. Whichever way you do it, there's going to be a decent amount up front, and you'll pay something like £500 a month, which in the scheme of things for this isn't the end of the world.
Not sure how I feel about these pump-up seats though, for £500 a month. I can hear that again now. What is that? Is it the keys? It might be the keys.
Of course it's the keys. This is a premium product built to remind you every day that you too are premium. You'll find yourself wearing better clothes and going to John Lewis and actually buying things.
So, tour pack. Yes, I think being a luxury car, you're going to want to put that on. It's a fancy way of saying high beam assist, lane, and radar cruise, which is interesting, and I want to talk about it very briefly because I like the fact that this stalk, you just pull it to activate it. Very nice. In a Tesla you just double tap down to activate the auto cruise. What do we think of the Tesla auto cruise? Not amazing. Come on to that. This then has been advanced, so when you get to a roundabout, if you're in town and you're on stop-start traffic, which it does, this will know that there is a roundabout and it will slow down for you. The interesting thing it doesn't do, which Mercedes does do, is regulate the speed and slow down in accordance with the speed of the road. But then nor does Tesla's. If Mercedes can slow the car down from a 40 to a 30, then a Tesla should be able to do that. Anyway, so it's not as good as the Mercedes one, but it is highly sensitive, very subtle the way it brakes for other cars. Yeah, I'm going to say get it. Get the tour pack.
All of them now are 2-litre units in various states of tune. Surprisingly though, they are very smooth for 4-cylinder engines. MPG in the petrol will start with a 2 though, so factoring in fuel costs overall would be a smart move.
On now to my top 3 things about the Audi Q5. First things first, number 1, I'm going to say aluminium accents. Small thing, there's lots of them, makes a massive difference, especially when you're looking at different colours of the car. Number 2, the size of this thing. And you think, well, it's just Q5, it's sort of a round. It's not. is slightly more angled, it's better, it's bigger, it's almost as tall as me here. In the olden days this would be a Q7, so road presence, feeling of something big and quality, good, number 2. Number 3, I'm going to say the refinements in the driving characteristics, luxury feel, quieter than the last one. It is firm, even on like, say, a 12-inch wheel with that much rubber. It's still going to be firm because it's an Audi, but that's what Audi fans like. And it also kind of feels like quality as well. So I'm going to say I think the refinements they've made to the driving of this, luxury, comfort, quietness, gives it, yeah, that's the top 3. It's still the champion. It is still, and still, the champion, Q5. Thank you very much for watching.